Chef Cloyce can chop onions blindfolded, but has to wait 3 years before he can rent a car. Daisy cried and yelled at Gary before the second commercial break this episode. And Danny is going to get some below dick this season.
I'm Morgan. And welcome to Below Deck Experts.
I thought I was going to get you with that one.
That was really good.
Thank you.
All of them were very good. Great intro.
Thank you.
Sober Lane's funnier so far. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Below Deck Experts, a sibling duo show where we recap current Below Deck seasons. I already said I'm Morgan. Today we're recapping Below Deck Sailing Yacht, Season 5, Episode 1, the season premiere, Ibiza.
Ibiza.
Baby.
Is it poop?
I'm sorry. I know the Z is a TH, but you can't tell me it sounds like we're all saying it with a lisp.
Yeah, you can't tell me I look cool saying Ibiza. Like, there's no way.
You just can't.
You can't.
Anybody, I guess maybe it's an American thing.
Yeah, I feel like it would be someone that's been there once and they're like, it's actually Ibiza.
Well,
and it's like, you look stupid.
I think it bothers us as Americans more than it bothers like anybody else. I don't know, because I mean, that's an interesting point. Do people have lisps in other languages?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't think it sounds like
Ibiza.
a lisp to anybody that isn't speaking English.
Yeah, everyone else it would be normal, but we're like, Fammy Sofa.
Oh, you're going to Ibiza? How sweet.
That's sweet.
So the way our episodes work, if you're just joining us, which is actually possible because this is a season premiere, so we have to be on our best behavior today if we want any new listeners.
That'll last 5 minutes.
As we start out with 2 questions for each other based upon this week's episode, since we don't watch them together. And then once we get into the episode, we focus on about 3 to 4 main points throughout. Also, if you're new here, this is I guess if you're not new here, this is the first episode. It's just been us two in a long time.
In a while, yeah.
But if you're new here, you wouldn't know that.
You wouldn't know. So welcome.
It's like you never knew us, so you never knew Lane not sober, and you never knew my husband Brad.
And I'm sober.
And Lane's sober now. Okay, well, let's just get into the question because it's pretty general. I just wanted your first impressions of everybody.
Daisy, I'm still like, whatever.
Okay.
Gary, get him out of here.
Yeah.
Glenn, you love him. You want to give him a hug, kiss him on the head.
You do. You just want to cuddle him.
Yeah, you just want to do all those things. Give me a second. I don't have everyone's name down.
Okay, I got you. Deanna. Stu.
Is the Stu that looks like Ellie.
Well, I don't think I guess she looks a little bit like Ellie, but she's got like kind of a Russian type accent, but she's from Portugal.
Yeah, she said she was, and I don't know if this was a joke.
I don't think it was a joke.
Yeah, I don't think it was a joke.
I think she worked on Russian boats.
Yeah.
And are you, take 2.
Take a deep breath.
I think she sounds Russian.
Yeah.
Okay, did she work on Russian boats for that long?
I don't know. I thought she was like 22 or something, or 23.
She is 23?
Yeah.
I am confused by Deanna. I think that's just going to be my overall first impression.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get a good look at her this whole season.
Well, to be honest, I'm okay with that because she does remind me a little bit of Ellie, and I can't take another Ellie.
No.
But
she doesn't really act like her at all that we've seen, but she just kind of sounds like her and kind of looks like her nicer, younger sister.
Well, we also didn't hate Ellie at first.
True.
So I'm trying to keep an open mind.
True. I did. I sent her a message to ask if she wanted to be on the show because we liked her, and then.
Yeah, no. Plus, I don't think she looks at her DMs.
Probably not.
Danny is
the other Stu. She's going to get some below dick this season.
Oh my God. One of my notes was literally like, hey girl, do you want to not be thirsty for the first 12 hours you're on the boat?
The first 12 seconds you're on the boat.
girl.
She's like whipping a guy.
Tone it down.
Relax.
Don't act so thirsty. Like, that was my one note for her. I was like, other than that, she seems fine. But, like, girl, calm it down. He is not that much of a prize.
Yeah, in her producer interview, she's like talking about all this stuff, like, yeah, I'm gonna do this to him, and producer, it was probably just like, I just asked what your name was. Calm down,
ma'am. This is a Wendy's. Okay, obviously Gary. Okay, Keith is the deckhand she's obsessed with.
Yeah, I feel like I like Keith.
Okay,
he's gonna be a cool guy. But I think she's going to break his heart somehow.
Do you think? Because he doesn't seem like he's like, well, he's the one that said, like, he's not into her, but he's also not as thirsty as her, like, trying to hook up within the first 12 seconds.
Yeah.
But I do think they are going to hook up. I looked at him and I'm like, how old is he?
Yeah.
He's got like, gray hair.
Yeah, but I don't think he's that old.
Okay, me too, because I was like, okay, he's old. And then I was like, wait, I don't think he's that old.
Oh, wait, no, I think... was he the one that said he was the same age as Emma?
Did he? Oh, well, Emma's old. And I'm saying that as I'm 31. Emma's older than me.
Yeah, I think he... Yeah, I'm pretty sure in the episode... He asks her, like, oh, what year were you born? And she says the year, and he's like, oh, me too. And then Gary's like, that's a good way to ask a girl how old she is.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find, like, how old they are, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to. But, like, that was literally one of my notes when we're introduced to Emma was, like, my dream's still alive. I'm only 31. She got in at 33.
That's how I feel about, like... stand-up comedians that I see. I'm like, that guy's old. I'm not that old. I'm 27. I can do it.
Exactly. Anything can happen. There's like this really famous quote where it was like, Tina Fey worked at a YMCA until she was 27 or something.
And now she works at a YMCA again.
Right. I know. Yeah. So I always think of that when I'm like, you're never too old. It really is true. You're never too old.
Yeah, like that. And after this, we'll move on. But the Jelly Roll, when he won the Grammy.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, there's something poetic about someone who's 39 years old up on stage right now winning
Best New Artist
of the Year.
Yeah. Crazy. And then, well, kind of talked about Emma. What are your first thoughts on her?
Emma, I think I'm going to like her too.
I think I'm going to like her as well. She just seems kind of similar to me. Like, I feel like I see myself in her if I never found Brad.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a little bit more of a homebody. Like, I think it'd be hard for me to just travel the world. Like, I struggle. I like being at home, but, I'm also like, who says I have to stop having fun and have kids and stuff? So.
Yeah, if you were on Below Deck, the only screen time you would get for like drama would be you calling home.
Yeah.
And being sad.
Yep, that's basically it. I would be like, what's her name? The blonde from a couple seasons ago that ended up leaving early.
Oh, I can see her face.
Yeah, I can't remember her name.
But she was a stew. Mm-hmm. It'll hit me. Yeah,
but that would have been, you're right, that would have been me. But I don't know. I think as I've gotten older, it's easier for me to conceptualize time. Like, for example, working on a boat for 6 weeks, I don't think I'd be homesick because it's just 6 weeks. But when you're younger, time feels like such a bigger thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like if I had my 31-year-old brain when I was in college and like being homesick, I'd be like, Morgan, you literally like have to, do this for a semester and then you go home for a month and then another semester and then a summer. Like it just, you look at time differently as you get older. Mm-hmm. That's the best way I can think of it. And then Davide, the engineer.
I know a guy named Davide.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Like actually?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting name.
Yeah. His real name's not Davide.
Dang it.
No, it is.
You have any thoughts on him?
I didn't really see him. He seems like a cool guy.
I said, exactly what I thought.
What?
He's just an older Gary.
Yeah, he looks like an older Gary.
And I don't know if he's actually older than Gary, but that's what I picture Gary being in like 10 years. I don't think he's 10 years older than Gary.
No.
But
His one interview, though, I'm like, bro, do something else with your hair.
I know.
That looks like a wig for a 40-year-old woman.
I think Gary is the same way.
Yeah.
Anytime Gary's hair isn't in a ponytail, which is the best look possible for the hair he has.
Yeah.
When his hair is down, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, God. All right. Well, there's our first oh, wait, Cloyce. Sorry, we forgot Cloyce. 22 years old.
Good for him.
Good for him.
He looks like... I can't think of the actor. One of the guys from Wolf of Wall Street. They called him Rabbit, but I can't remember his actual name.
Yeah, I don't know. I know Leo and Jonah Hill.
Yeah, the other guy.
Margot Robbie.
Well, her too. The guy with the fake hair, if anyone's seen the movie. I think he's doing what he can do. We'll get into... Yeah, that came out really vague.
I think he's doing things.
I think he's breathing. He walks sometimes. He's got hair. I think we'll get into the whole Daisy dinner thing.
Yeah.
But 22 is insane.
Yeah, and he goes into it how, he's been in the game longer than some 32-year-olds or 42-year-olds even have. So I think you can't look at his age and say, oh my God, because he literally started cooking at 4.
Yeah.
And he was like on cooking competitions like the Top Chef Junior and shit like that. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if he was actually on Top Chef Junior, but he said cooking competitions as a kid.
Probably the real ones, not Top Chef Junior.
Top Chef Junior is real?
Anyways.
Wait, what's the one Gordon has? Is it Top Chef Junior or is it Master Chef Junior?
I don't know. There's so many.
Super Weenie Hut Junior.
Super Weenie Hut Junior.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about him yet. My first impression was I couldn't like him. I could. Mm-hmm. And then there were a couple things where I'm like, I think he's trying to be a little too funny.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, I'll let him slide. It's like the first episode. We're still feeling him out.
He's also 22.
He's also 22, so he's not going to have the same humor as me.
Yeah, and he's been not stuck, but he's been in the kitchen most of his life. He's not going to be a stand-up.
You're acting like he has not had a life outside of being in a kitchen.
Probably hasn't. If he's where he is now at 22, he's probably had no life.
That's true, I guess. So, and then again, yeah, we'll get into what happens with Daisy. Yeah, I don't know. What's your question for me? You have one?
Yeah. Just what I've had up the whole time.
No notes,
no
just
notes.
that.
Sorry, I hit my mic. There we go. Okay. On a scale from 1 to 10, where is my question? There it is. On a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling about Daisy going into this season?
I'm hopeful, so I'm going to give her like a solid 7.5.
Okay.
Why is that funny?
I was looking at this again.
You're like, I literally don't have notes. I just have this picture on my iPad.
All right, I'll stop clicking to it. I'll go to my notes.
But no, I will be the first to say that I was not a huge Daisy fan last season. Yeah. But prior, seasons 1 through 3, I was the biggest Daisy fan. Like, she was almost my favorite Chief Stew.
Yeah, she was in the running and then...
No, to be honest, she was my favorite before Aisha came along. Like, I really did love her. She was great at her job. She, kept pretty focused. And then the whole thing with Colin and Gary happened. And I just wasn't happy, with that last season. So I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that, hopefully she won't let Gary get to her this season. Yeah, no, I'm hopeful. 7.5 to 8 even. I'll even go closer to an 8.
All right.
Yeah.
That's more than me. I'm not too hopeful because the whole dinner thing, her blaming it on Cloyce.
Yeah, which I guess we can talk about that real quick. I mean, why not? I think it's kind of a shared blame because I think he was very clear of hey, if we can help not taking orders, let's not. And she's like, yeah, totally. And then she literally went up and took orders.
Yeah.
So that's on her. And then it's on him for not following them. Because to be honest, yes, does it suck? Should she have not done that? Yes, she's in the wrong there. But you not having the lobsters or whatever he didn't have, that's not on her.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's like fully one or the other's blame, but she could take some of the blame and not be like, this is completely on him. I told him exactly what to do, but like it's a partnership. It's not, you're not his boss.
Right.
You're both department heads. He's a one-man show. Cooking wise, I know they run the food and all that and take orders and do whatever, but I don't know. I think she was a little dramatic about it.
Right. And we'll see, because obviously next episode, that's where it's going to start. So it might not be as big of a deal as we are.
Probably, yeah.
That's actually probably the case.
Most likely, yeah.
So I'm hoping that they get along. I mean, although that is kind of my favorite drama when the chief stew and the chef don't get along.
Yeah, it keeps the season going.
It is. There's no better way to say it. It's my favorite drama. I'd rather watch that any day. The Kate and Ben drama was my favorite, but I think the reason I liked the Kate and Ben drama, and even the Ben and Hannah drama, because they were very similar, is because they were friends. But they were just like at each other's throats. They were like, they love-hate relationship. So if you give me that, I'm going to eat that shit up. Yeah.
And then what was the one, was it Kate and Ben or different Ben where they were dating, but like they fought and then they dated and then they broke up and then they fought and then they dated?
No. Chime in the comments if you know a little bit more about Kate and Ben. I think there was always like flirtation between Kate and Ben, but then Hannah, you know who Hannah is, right?
Yeah.
I can't remember. I don't remember.
I'm not thinking of the ones you're talking about. I can't remember. I can see both of their faces. I just can't think of their names.
Yeah.
One day I'll remember it. I think it is Sailing Yacht. Because it's the same kitchen that we're in now.
No, Daisy's always been on Sailing Yacht since season 1.
Okay.
So it's not Sailing.
She might have not. The girl I'm thinking of, I don't know.
Yeah. It's hard to remember because there's been a lot of seasons of regular Below Deck and Med.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get in. Oh, I guess the topics I have for today, which is kind of the same every time we have a season premiere. We meet the crew, we get the boat ready, we have the first charter. That's basically it.
Yeah.
So my first note is you'll never get Glenn's wild stories, producers.
Yeah.
They're trying to get his crazy stories out of him.
Not gonna get it.
He's locked tight.
Yep, you gotta rub his head. And then he'll tell you a story.
Because what do they ask him? They're like, you have any crazy stories from Ibiza?
Yeah, and then he says something like, I do, but they're not from here. Or something like that.
Yeah, and that's like, it.
Something cryptic. And they're like, all
like,
right,
yeah,
well, moving on.
You keep your secrets, Glenn.
Yeah.
Keep them.
Don't give up your goods just yet.
Nope. Honestly, Glenn, out of all of the captains we have, is like the least open.
Yeah.
Like, we know the least about him. Keep it that way, Glenn.
Yeah.
Never give him your secrets.
Yeah.
I said, honestly, though, like, why did they have Gary back?
Just for people to hate him, to watch it, to hate him. Before everything that happened, that was probably their game plan, is what I'm saying.
Well, I need to know, and maybe I should have Googled this. Did they record, or did they shoot this season prior to the allegation? I think so.
I'm pretty sure they did.
They had to have, because Daisy didn't bring it up.
Yeah.
I think that would have been a topic that they brought up. So, like, I'm about 90% sure that they shot this prior to that allegation. So I guess that's not a fair question. Like, why did they have him back? I don't think they'll have him back after this season.
I hope not.
He's just, like, I'm over him. I know, I always respected his work ethic, kind of like Joao. But I'm over him because we'll get to it when him and Daisy have that talk. He's literally only apologizing because she prompted it. He never would have said that if she didn't say, hey, come up here and talk with me, and started crying. Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm over him, because he should have prompted that.
Yeah.
If he was really sorry.
Yeah, he's always just been immature with stuff like that. And I get it. Like, he's good at his job, good work ethic. He's somewhat of a good leader, but Just a very unlikable person.
Yeah.
Like, the only time I ever liked him was the first season he was on, the first episode I watched it. I'm like, oh, he's not. Oh, wait, no, he sucks.
Yeah.
Like, it took 2 minutes for me to figure that out.
I honestly didn't hate him the first couple seasons. I never thought he was hot, and I never understood why girls always wanted him. But I didn't hate him. Yeah, I think he's ran his course.
Yeah.
So then we already kind of talked about, again, they're going through the intros. We've already kind of done our own intros. I said the infamous bunk with Cap, Davide. Why would they do that to him?
It's him and Davide?
Yeah, shouldn't he have some like seniority to be like, hey, I don't want to go in with Captain?
Well, that and the engineers, well, it's a small boat,
I
but
know.
the engineers normally have their own room to themselves.
Yeah.
And I mean, if I was him though, because he's a little bit older, he's more mature, he's not running around getting hammered like the rest of the crew.
He might be, though.
But he might be. I would want that room if I was going to actually do my job and go to bed.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll have to see. I truly don't know how old he is. I would love to know how old he is and how old Keith is. Maybe I'll try to figure it out by the end of the season. So I had another question. Too, and I lost it. The bunk itself just looks so awful too, because Captain's bed's bigger. You have to like literally step on his bed to get to yours. It's so weird.
Yeah, and he always like sleeps on the outside of it. Like you're just gonna go to pee in the middle of the night and step on his balls.
Oh, poor. Oh no, I know what I was gonna say.
I just had a picture of that happening.
So I know on these bigger boats, like on Med and on regular, they do have other crew. Like they do have like the first mate, second mate, engineer, whatever. But I do think that this is it for this boat.
Yeah.
Because Gary's the first mate.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it. I think we have captain, first mate, engineer, stews, and deckhands.
Yeah.
Because like, although this is a nice boat, don't get me wrong, it's not nearly as big.
Yeah. It's really small and there's only one, I guess, like floor.
Yeah.
Or there's the deck and in the boat, and that's it. It doesn't go up.
Yeah.
Like all the other boats do.
Mm-hmm. And the captain's area is like outside.
Yeah. It's just a couple benches and a steering wheel.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think it's still the boat I'd pick.
Really?
I still think it is because I think it's so cool. I don't know why I have this fondness for Sailing Yacht. Maybe it's because it's the first one I discovered.
Yeah.
I'm always so excited for Sailing Yacht. I feel I'm so excited for this season more than I have been for the last couple.
Yeah. And like when we first started watching it, I'm like, oh, this is so cool. This is awesome. And then I got to Med and I'm like, I think I would be a princess about it and I would want to go on a Med boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But I just think I'd pick a Sailing Yacht. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say no to any of them, let's be honest. But
put me on the tender. I don't care. Jeez.
Danny is from South Africa, but moved by herself to Australia.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Crazy.
But good kind of crazy. Not bad.
Yeah, for now.
Keith is from, Melbourne, but born in California. Did you catch that? He was born in California, but like was raised in Australia.
I did. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
His mom was like doing stuff in the outback, right?
Yeah, something like that.
South Africa, I think he mentioned.
Yep.
Something.
No, not South Africa. Australia. Same thing.
Same thing. No.
It's Deanna, not Diana. We got to remember that. We have a lot of names. Every season, I'm like, you know what? Hopefully we won't have a weird name, but and again, I don't say weird in a bad way, but it's just like not
one you have to remember something about.
Yes. Cloyce, I won't have a problem with.
Oh yeah, that's easy.
Cloyce, Rolls Royce with a cl. Deanna.
Never mind.
Don't say it.
No.
Deanna, I'll remember because she specified it. Specificity. What's the other one? Oh, Davide. I won't have an issue with that. I guess I'm complaining for no reason. I had a really hard time with Jono last season because I wasn't sure if it was Jono or Jono.
Yeah, I said Jono the whole time. And
I still don't know if I'm being honest.
I don't know. Let's have him on the pod.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
It would be cool. Maybe we should start asking.
Yeah, we should probably ask people before we complain that no one comes on the pod.
Guys, it's been over a year. I don't think it's...
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? Anything's possible.
I mean, yeah, anything's possible. I got sober, so really anything's possible.
True. Could lose my job tomorrow and dedicate my entire life to this show.
That'd be so cool.
That would be cool if it paid any money whatsoever. What's next? Oh, Chef wants the cougars. Did you catch that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's like, girls my age don't do anything for me.
Literally, I wrote the quote, I find women my age to be not what I'm looking for. I was like, wait, we need to question this. Like, where's the producers being like, what does that mean?
Yeah, I just imagine him like swirling brandy, but it's like E&J brandy that's like $20 at the gas station. It's like, yes, women my age aren't sophisticated enough.
I need the 25-year-olds.
I have a vacation. I need someone to rent a car for me.
Well, so this makes me suspicious. I'm yawning. At first I was like, does he like Daisy?
I could see that.
Because that's kind of what he was saying when he was talking to Daisy. But then I'm like, but then later he was making mayonnaise with Emma. That is not a double entendre. That was actually what they were doing.
Oh, yeah. And yeah.
They were making mayonnaise.
I don't bathe regularly.
Keep dried up deodorant cakes under my armpits for weeks at a time. So
Leave a comment if you know what that's from.
So I don't know, I took that as either Daisy or Emma. Like, we'll see if something happens with either one of those.
Yeah, I'm
'Cause they're
interested
both
to
older.
see. I want him to go after one of them. That'd be fun to watch.
I want him to go after Emma just because she's 34 and he's 22.
Yeah,
That's weird.
Get
but
some, Emma.
Get some. Oh, man. So now we're at... Both Stews are 23, but Deanna's been through a lot in her 23 years, it seems like. She's met the FBI and she worked for the Russians, but she can't talk about it too much.
Apparently not. Yeah, she's like, yeah, I met the FBI. Uh-huh. Okay.
Well, and then there were literally like, what did Danny was like, where were you located? I can't say that.
Yeah. Maybe not.
Who knows? I don't even want to say it. This video might be banned if we talk about the Russians.
Dun dun.
Our views are going to go way down.
Son of
Daisy isn't assigning ranks, and I said, thank God.
Yeah, we don't need that. We don't need for people to have rank of each other. There's 3 of you. Just do the job.
It literally produces nothing good.
No.
Never anything good when you assign rank. We've already talked about this. So, yeah, I'm on board with that.
The only downside is that whoever was going to get the second rank doesn't get to put that on their like resume.
Yeah, but...
What do they call them? Their
seconds too?
No, their resumes. What do you call it?
CVs.
CVs.
They call them CVs, not in the U.S. Why do we are so pretentious over here in the U.S. Why do we have to change the name of everything?
I know, it's annoying.
I watched that skit the other day of Nate Bargatze on SNL when he was on the first time, when they were talking about it. They were basically making a bunch of jokes about how we use different measurements for everything. Did you ever see that one?
It's been a while.
It's pretty funny, honestly. But that's how I look. I'm like, does anywhere else use resume? Probably not.
No, there's so many that where I'm like, just call it the other thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine.
So we are at the preference sheet meeting. There's an allergy to shellfish, and he makes a joke.
Yeah.
And it doesn't land.
No, because he's been in the kitchen all of his life. He's making chef jokes.
Well, it wasn't that bad of a joke. I mean, you knew he was joking.
Yeah.
They were just like...
Yeah, and it's like, okay, calm down.
He's not going to kill the guest.
It was kind of funny. All right. Jeez.
Give him a break.
Crack a smile.
He's 22.
He's 22.
What else? We're kind of all over the place because this is how every season premiere goes.
Yeah.
They're just all over the place.
Every 30 seconds, it's something completely different.
Yeah. Danny has a crush on Keith. We already established that. She said she loves male attention. Girl, we know.
Keith, I'm scared for Keith.
I'm scared for Keith too.
Yeah.
She reminds me of kind of like Bree with
Yeah.
I already forgot his name. Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of how it was. Bree like immediately set her sights on Joe.
Yeah. But then,
I hope we don't have a replay.
Yeah,
Now I'm nervous.
I want to like Keith. I don't think he's gonna be a Joe. Because Joe was like, "Hey, look at me." Hey.
Hey, that's literally how he was.
Yeah, and then like, shut the fuck up. Like, you look like a dude that works out. Calm down.
And then we get to, which we kind of already talked about, like Daisy and Gary's talk. To sum it up, Daisy's like, come upstairs and talk with me. Essentially the gist of what happened was her and Colin broke up and like Gary wasn't there for her as a friend. And he tried saying like, oh, things were weird and I was upset about something. And she's like, I totally get that. But I don't know. The gist of the conversation that I took away from it was he like basically ignored her even when she reached out.
Yeah.
Which that sucks. I think it's complicated, but like basically she was just like, yeah, you knew that I was like upset and like lonely and like I reached out and like you just ignored me.
Yeah, and then they played the clip of every time that she talked to Gary. Gary was like, "You're just doing this to get back at me," and it was just a whole big mess of three people that just needed to avoid each other.
Well, and it was what I didn't like about last season of Sailing Yacht was that it felt Do they know what we're laughing at? Can they see?
I hope so. I'll put a picture up if you can't see my iPad.
What I didn't like was it all felt very staged on Gary's part, where like he just wanted to create drama, which again, we literally went over the entire season. We don't have to recap, but I wish he would have just left Colin and Daisy alone.
Yeah.
Because it was like he was messing with it, but didn't want to be with Daisy.
Yeah.
So that's what made me mad about the whole thing.
He's the type of guy that doesn't want to be with the girl, but wants the girl to be after him. Mm-hmm. And he can use her whenever he wants, but he wants to chase other girls to put those girls in line with that.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying.
Yeah. So that's what like made me mad about it. But hopefully this is it. Like hopefully like they've put it behind them and we don't have to keep revisiting it because we don't want to.
Yeah.
But I said, I don't know. I don't think I buy it from Gary. Like I said at the beginning, I think he would not have voluntarily like apologized and had this conversation with Daisy if she didn't approach him. So.
Yeah. No, he's just, like I said earlier, he's just kind of immature.
Yeah. Overall, I said I think I like this crew. I don't want to speak too soon, but I'm like pretty excited about this season.
Yeah. I think it's going to be better than the last season we covered.
Oh yeah. I think I can say that. Like I think this episode was better than any episode we saw last season, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's basically all I have until the end when dinner's kind of a disaster. I mean, we already talked about the avoid taking specific orders, and then Daisy proceeds to do that. They do some sailing. Yeah,
and then coming up on, I wrote down Danny hits on anything that moves. Gary and Daisy are fighting again, and Gary crashed the tender.
I know. I literally have Gary and Daisy fighting again, and they crash a tender. LOL.
What an idiot.
And who knows? Again, who knows how bad that is?
It was probably a big wave that made the boat go like that, and then the camera fell over, and they're like, "Oh my god, we crashed!"
Yeah.
But maybe he'll get fired. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Like next episode.
Somebody gets fired.
Somebody come get her.
Like 90... You can tell this is the first episode that it's just been me and you in a while.
Yep.
So, bingo cards.
Yeah.
I threw out the paper ones, so I got to bring them up on my computer. But you guys can see them now on our YouTube page. if you don't know how to access them, the best way I found is go to our page. So go to the Below Deck Experts YouTube page and then click on community. Right, Lane? Does that sound right?
Yeah.
I'm about, again, 99% sure
Yep.
if you click on community, that's where you can see our posts. That's where you'll see our bingo cards. And I will do my best to, the day this episode drops, have them updated.
Yep. It's in the community.
Cool. Okay, I'm going to pull it up because I do think we marked a couple. Let's see.
Yeah, the guest sent a plate back.
Already?
There was another one.
Okay, we have let's see, crickets. Chef fired. Okay.
Glenn hasn't yelled yet.
Nope.
Yeah, they sent back the steak because it was cooking too long.
Ooh, chef, I have one. Chef overcooks food.
Damn.
Okay, there's one for me. I think that's the only one I have so far is chef overcooks food. You have, let's see. Guest sends food back.
Nice.
Okay. Ooh, do you get chef blatantly disregards preference sheet? Does that count?
No, because he just kind of forgot to make something.
Okay, so we won't.
I would put that more of like the guest says they don't like lobster. He served lobster to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as of right now, we do have a lot of ones that I think we know are going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think you're going to get Stu doesn't get along with Daisy. We saw a little bit of that.
Yeah.
I think you're going to get Captain's bunkmate drop something on him because we kind of saw that.
Oh, yeah. There's no way it doesn't happen.
But we won't get ahead of ourselves. As of right now, I have one which is chef overcooks food, and Lane has guests send food back. So we will update those on our page, but pretty good for just episode 1.
Yeah.
Going smooth sailing so far.
Smooth sailing so far in Ibiza.
All right, guys. As always, let us know if we missed anything or if you have any comments on the episode in our comments. But I'm overall excited for this season. I know that everybody has their feelings about Gary, but I think the best we can do is just like not let it bother us too much and try to enjoy the season for what it is, you know?
Yeah. And just boo Gary every time he's on screen and then watch everything else.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Anything else?
Think that's it.
I'm trying to think. I remembered the bingo cards. I'm trying to think if I forgot anything else.
I totally forgot to do that. Good job.
Yeah, we're going to do that at the end of every episode. Oh, secret word.
Secret word. You got a secret word, Captain Glenn?
God, let's hope Lane doesn't keep this bit up all season.
Kick a dead horse. Do you got a secret word?
Oh, I should have thought of one.
You want a old reliable?
What's all reliable?
Was it pancakes?
Okay, but that has nothing to do with this episode.
Well, you know.
I'm trying to look back and see, like, nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Oh, how about...
Wait, I got one.
Okay. Oh, no, this is going to be another joke.
No, actually, it's not. Salmon crostini.
Oh, yeah.
They had that.
Oh, we didn't talk about the food.
Oh.
Oh, my God. What the heck?
Sorry. Do you want me to?
I mean, we're at the end of the episode. I don't know if you guys have stuck around, but I guess we can... I guess this is the secret word is Lane talking about the food.
Okay, the secret word is smoked salmon crostini with dill cream.
That's a long one. If you stuck around for that, good job.
Just pick one of those words. I don't know. We'll know what you mean. I guess it's recommended to use Arctic salmon because it's known to have the best flavor and quality to use raw.
This whole thing is the secret word.
You can't pause. No pausing. The sour and tangy flavors of dill and cream cheese perfectly contrast the sweet and butteriness of the raw salmon. No pausing. And with all of this on top of a toasted crostini with olive oil makes it the perfect circle of taste and flavor. I will not be repeating myself.
Oh my God.
If someone types that out, I'll cry.
I will. They'll win a medal. All right, guys. Sorry. We were all over the place, but you know what? Those are the best episodes.
Yeah.
Super excited for the rest of the season. As we've said before, Brad will probably come in and out and join us for some episodes, but Lane's back and the gang's all here.
The gang's all here.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
We'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.